As you talk now, Turning Red, of course, is from Pixar. It's Disney. It was originally supposed to come to theaters, and they decided to put it on streaming. And I think is it out today?
It is out today. And I will say, I think the stories surrounding Turning Red are a lot more interesting than the actual movie. Not to say it's a bad movie, but just real quick, you've probably seen the trailers, but it's about a young teenage girl who is going through her stages of change. And as a part of that, her family legacy during this time of change causes her to turn into a red panda whenever she experiences some extreme form of emotion. And so a lot of the movie is about her and her family and her friends and her trying to control turning into this giant red panda. And at the same time, discovering that this is kind of a legacy that I wouldn't say it's a curse that is passed on from generation to generation. But there is this pressure from her family to rid herself of this curse and no longer be able to turn into a red panda. Things I appreciate about it is the fact that it is a Chinese-Canadian family. So I have an affinity toward that. But one of the early controversies that you brought up was the fact that it went straight to Disney Plus and not to theaters. And that was probably the best decision Disney could have made. I would call Turning Red, I would describe it as if the Disney Channel had asked Pixar to make them a movie. And this is that movie. It's another controversy that's come out recently is I think it was Cinema Blend. Their reviewer said this movie was not made for me. And I will say the exact same thing. This movie was not made for me. I am not the target audience of this movie. This is, for all intent and purpose, a Disney Channel movie. It's meant for younger kids, primarily girls. The girls, teen girls, are the stars of this, and they do things that teen girls do, especially going head over heels over a K-pop band. And so, I've actually gone out and said it. In good conscience, I can't review this movie because it's just not made for me. And it got annoying after a while, but annoying because I'm a much older male. And so, I'm really curious as to what my daughter will think of it. She's hopefully going to see it this weekend. But yeah, it's I wouldn't necessarily call it a film threat movie.
Well, Alan, wait, did you see yourself in the film?
Yeah. No.
Well,
there's, having not had Chinese Canadian movies at all, there's appreciation I had for the film and how it got the culture right. But at the same time, even when I was the kid's age, I wasn't acting like this, but I was a boy.
Well, let me ask, like, it feels like, because we talked about this before when you first saw it, it feels like, what's great about Pixar movies is that they tend to appeal broadly, meaning it works at various levels simultaneously. So you've got like Toy Story, kids can watch it, they're understanding it at another level. Their toys are alive, and adults can watch it and get kind of other layers to it. And it sounds like from what you're saying that this is solidly for children only. There's like nothing for adults. Would you say that's accurate?
I would say if there are things for adults, it's very sparse. And I don't know that we can necessarily fault Pixar for doing that. It's certainly out of their wheelhouse and out of their tradition. I think it has some good things to say. It does say a lot about friendship, and I appreciated that. But it's like I'm thrown back to all the Disney Channel movies I had to watch while my daughter was growing up, and this certainly falls in that category.
Well, it's weird because always, like, when my kids were younger, it was always like, okay, these are the things like we'll all enjoy, right? The whole family will enjoy, because there's, I'll get something out of it, right? I'm not going to sit there and suffer through it. Like, oh my God, Barney the dinosaur was insufferable.
Insufferable. Oh, Caillou. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I've never wanted to punch a kid in the face more than Caillou.
it's just there's certain programming for kids where you're just like, I can't. There's nothing here for me, and I don't care, and I don't want to. I don't want to sit here and waste my time. And then there are other films like most of the Pixar movies that work at various levels, and that was always their reputation. I feel like this. Didn't you say like something like it's really it's about girls being boy crazy at a certain age? Is that
yes? Yeah, there's certainly a lot of boy craziness. I mean, it's almost the focus of the movie, outside of the family aspect of it. And I think at best for us adults, it's the movie's not so horrible that you can't sit through it. I think tolerable is the best word that I can describe. I don't think you're necessarily gonna get turned off, but it's, you know, you're gonna feel very old watching the movie.
Well, I'm gonna just take your advice and not watch the movie. So
unless your daughter wants to see it.
Well, we've got some chat comments here that are interesting. Film Facet says, I had to suffer through Teletubbies, dude.
Oh yeah.
Teletubbies, though, Teletubbies is so surreal and so weird. I could see, I'm not someone that indulges in other than alcohol, but I could see that some enhancement might actually make you enjoy Teletubbies more. But
yeah, it's not something you're going to actively seek. That's a thing.
And the Professional Human says the "it wasn't made for you" argument is meh.
Yeah,
I think it applies here, but taste.
I mean, really, if it's not meant for me, do you want me to review it? Do you want my thoughts about it really on the record if it's not for me? You know,
well, I want to finish his comment. He also goes on to say, tastes obviously vary, of course, but good storytelling should connect with people. A film like Toy Story, for example, isn't made for adults, but we love it. That's true. I would disagree. I actually think that Toy Story is made for adults. They knew that they were making a movie to appeal to a broad audience, which includes and I feel like Pixar's had a reputation for these films. They're just as enjoyable for adults. I think that's kind of what, you know, Disney in the 90s, when they were making basically 2D animated musicals. I mean, that's what they are, right? Like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. I mean, those were also made to appeal to adults. So
yeah,
I could differ slightly on that. The Professional.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like we have reviewers who hate musicals, and I would never pass a musical on to them to review it because it's not them, it's not their taste, and I think that fits here. You know, I'm giving you my opinion. And so in the case of Turning Red, I need to pass it to a viewer who's much more apt to you know, be inclined to like it in a way.
Justin Falzon says, the Critical Drinker put out a video earlier about how the heroes of modern movies suck and teach terrible lessons. I wonder if Turning Red has a similar narcissistic approach.
Yeah. You know, I think it's more about empathy and relating than it is about telling a story. That's the sense I get of Turning Red and of stories as well. First
of all, I watched that video. I watched that video before doing this live stream. So weird, Justin, timing on that. And they're talking about he talks about the comparison between, at least the latest video, it's a series. The latest video, he talks about Mulan, and he compares the original animated Mulan to the live action Mulan, and how the original animated Mulan had really good lessons, had a character struggling and learning lessons, which then imparts those lessons to the audience. Whereas the new Mulan is like, she's awesome. She is practically super powered with some chi or whatever. And that's a great, I mean, I was on Critical Drinker actually yesterday. He'll on occasion invite me to his live stream. So it was really a pleasure to
Captain Marvel is the perfect example of this as well.
Right. I lost some friends over just like not liking Captain Marvel, if you can believe that.